Hello everyone, thanks for tuning into today's bird video. We're going to have a look at weather for the next 10 to 14 days for today's bird video. Day 10 will take us 28th of December. And we'll be able to extend out beyond that with the extended GFS and ECM ensembles. Maybe on track in a couple of weeks. We'll have a look at CFS V2 at the end of the video for January, actually. There's no CFS weeklies today, unfortunately. Well, so far today, haven't updated. So we've got the CFS monthly for this one instead. And I shall get time back for you in a moment. Just say that first. The video series are 6am UK weather forecast. We've also released episode 3 of Strat Watch. Check out those two bits if you'd like to. Like, share, subscribe on all of today's videos of content. Thanks so much everyone for doing that. We would not be live streaming your 10 to 14 day on a Wednesday, but I'm off out this evening. I'm going to the Rainbow's Christmas charity carol service at Northampton Cathedral on the Barrett Road, so in Northampton. So I'm going to be out at the cathedral. Last night I was out dining with my dining partner Jack Lowe. We had a lovely Christmas meal. Hello to you, Jack, if you're watching. Had a nice time, didn't we? Nice, nice Christmas dinner at the boathouse at Braunston. And tonight I'm off to the cathedral in Northampton for a nice carol service. So after being unwell for the past few weeks, Gabby's gradually getting into the spirit of Christmas. Finally, tomorrow I'm off to Brum Christmas shopping. So that's going to be epic. I'll be on my last legs by the time I get home. Anyway, please like, share, subscribe. Thanks so much everyone for doing that. And the live will hopefully be back on Friday with a Friday night live stream. If you've been enjoying our content through this year and leading up to Christmas, then can you consider giving us a donation to PayPal? Link is in the description with the video. So all you need to do, go to GavsWeatherVids PayPal page, sign into PayPal account, and send any donation you'd like to GavsWeatherVids. All donations are gratefully received. And we can, give a shout out to you if you want one. We'll say hello to you, say Merry Christmas to you, or indeed somebody else if you'd like to say Merry Christmas to a friend or a family member, a partner, a lover, who knows? Then all you need to do is send a donation to GavsWeatherVids. Thank you so much, everyone, for doing that. I'll hold off on the Merry Christmas just a little bit longer, but it'll soon be time to start rounding it all up with Merry Christmas. Anyway, let's crack on with your 10 to 14 day. So here we go, then. This is how things are currently looking at central temperature. We're currently sitting at 7.1. That's 2.5 degrees above 61 to 1990 average, and it's provisional to yesterday, to the 17th of December. These are the GFS upper air temperature and precipitation ensembles. A couple of weeks. We're at Birmingham today. The red line is the 30-year upper air temperature average for Birmingham. And we're starting off a little bit above average at the moment. We're going to find the upper air temperature coming down over the next few days. Then the upper air temperatures are lifting up into Christmas, though. Very mild Christmas coming up with significantly above average upper air temperatures. Perhaps a return back closer to average. Will be a little bit cooler, perhaps, as we head in towards the new year. Precipitation-wise, got a bit of a deluge to come tonight, actually. So it's going to be very wet across large portions of England and Wales. I'm going to drive in that. Not looking forward to that. We've got a very wet evening to come across large portions of England and Wales. Rain will zip through quite quickly, though. After that, looking showery over the weekend, running up to Christmas. But Christmas itself looking dry under that big area of high pressure that's bringing that lift up in the upper air temperatures. And then we're back into quite showery conditions again as we head in towards the New Year bed. Now, if you have a look at snow road, let's have a quick look at that. So there are actually a few snow spikes showing up for Birmingham for Sunday. I'm going to bring quite a cold northwesterly wind, and that might produce a few wintry showers even as far south as the Midlands. Snow showers are likely further northwards. Have a look at Edinburgh. Well, not a huge amount. That's on the east side of Scotland, but again, a few snow spikes there for Sunday, and that was quite dramatic for Edinburgh by the new year. So that's an outlier, though, of course. Overall, it doesn't look all that good for snow prospects, I have to say. It's not going to be a white Christmas, except perhaps on the very tops of Scottish mountains. Drat. Temperature anomalies should be 18th, 26th of December, coming out above average, not just for the UK, but through most parts of Europe as well. They have got Norway and northern parts of Sweden, far north of Finland, looking rather cold. Precipitation anomalies close to average, really. That's mainly because of tonight's, well, this afternoon, this evening's rain. I think once that's out of the way, then I would imagine these anomaly maps will be going substantially drier than normal again. Latest wind map from Earth, nullschool.net showed but last night's area of low pressure heading up towards Norway. However, all the attention is down here with a secondary low going to zip in across England and Wales and bring a lot of heavy rain in with it. Right, let's start going through chart data then. Miss Aberlation UK Met Euro is looking for midnight on Saturday. Low pressure north, high pressure south, lots of pancake, bringing all wet and windy weather in from off the Atlantic through Saturday into a cold and rather showery northwesterly to almost northerly wind Sunday into Monday. But then wind backs around the southwest again just in time for Christmas Eve, leaving us with those very mild long effect southwesterlies into Christmas Day. As far as we get to with UK Met Euro, high pressure around France, the Bay of Biscay, low pressure towards Green Isles. It's a classic zonal and mild pattern with winds wafting up from the Azores. Expect temperature at least into double digits, if not into 15 Celsius. From Christmas Eve into Christmas Day. This our icon is looking again most rather cold northwest winds on Sunday, just shifting toward the north through to Monday, but then back to the southwest again for Tuesday, Christmas Eve. Christmas Day looking very, very mild. High pressure south, low pressure north drags up that long effect southwest wind, and that's set up midday Christmas Day. It's as bad as it gets if you want a cold Christmas, really. High pressure is over France, low pressure around Green Island, and that wind is coming up from a very, very mild southwest wind from southwesterly direction. What about the KMA? Again, rather windy and cold on Sunday through to Monday. But that's soon cut off, although much of east and south east looks quite cold heading into Christmas Eve there. So anywhere from like Poland southwards across the east of Europe could have a white Christmas, particularly like the Balkans, Romania, maybe parts of Greece. Getting snow this Christmas. No snow for us in the west of Europe. We're dragging up to southwesterly winds. So as we head through the Christmas period, find the high pressure taking over. So although mild, this is a mild core ridge of high pressure. High pressure is actually going quite a long way north by Boxing Day, starting to get itself towards Denmark and southern parts of Sweden and Norway. That is bringing the wind in from off the continent. So that will start to bring colder air in from the continent. And as we go between Christmas and New Year, we would probably expect an increasing risk of sharp overnight frost and fog. So although Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, possibly Boxing Day, looks really mild, beyond that, between Christmas and New Year, it might turn quite cold there with frost and fog. That's probably a bit of an outline how far north is getting that high pressure. But, you know, the high pressure does get over us, and particularly if it gets to the north of us, that will bring the wind in off the continent, and things will very quickly start to cool down. Well, this time a GFS midnight range, we're again floods of pancake on Saturday. Low pressure north, high pressure south, bring in those westerly winds heading into Sunday, and Monday winds in from the northwest, so quite cold, windy and showery, and back into those southwesterlies for Christmas Eve to Christmas Day. Very mild-ish high pressure south, low pressure is up to the north, and the high pressure gradually starts pushing northwards as we head on in towards the no man's land between Christmas and the New Year. This does suggest inversion is distinctly possible by the time we get through the 28th of December, day 10. High pressure is over the country and to the east, and the wind is gradually coming in off the continent. It will depend whether it's a clear or cloud high. It probably starts off quite cloudy, but skies may clear. If they do, fog is increasingly likely there, I think, and potentially, as I say, an increasing risk of frost as well. Now we get to the New Year, it turns milder and more unsettled again with lower pressure coming back in from the Atlantic. That's New Year's Eve with winds back in from the west, probably bringing showery rain southwards and eastwards. That's how we look to get to the end of the GFS midnight run, trying to bring some colder air down down from the north, and just perhaps a hint of raising the heights slightly up towards Greenland. However, heights are still relatively high to the south, so to get, proper cold air through, we've got to lower those heights to the south, as I explained in yesterday's reporting day. GFS V2 by comparison, flat as a pancake for Saturday, winds in from west, shifting the wind around to a colder northwesterly on Sunday, but back in the wind into the southwest again on Monday. That's Tuesday, Christmas Eve, with high pressure south, low pressure to the north. We're wafting up those very mild southwesterly winds. That's Christmas Day, same sort of pattern continuing. Boxing Day sees a high pressure drifting further northwards, might allow for a little bit of frost and fog to start developing down in the south, and that's how we're looking to get today's 9 and 10. High pressure still dominating over and into the continent, dragging the wind in from off the continent. I reckon that could start to deliver an inversion, and frost and fog would be possible with that bit of a gruesome twosome. Moving towards the new year, the high pressure sort of relocates. Okay, so very anticyclonic between Christmas and New Year on this GFS run. And again, that is rather suggestive of some frost and fog and potentially quite chilly temperatures, especially for England and Wales. Actually, Scotland and Ireland probably a bit milder, if anything, with those winds in from the southwest. By the beginning of January, as far as we get to the 3rd of January, and then we're starting to drift some lower pressure in from off the Atlantic, although that's a hint of a ridge starting to get going in the Atlantic. We might get a colder new year. We'll have to wait and see. If you enjoyed the video, please do like, share, and subscribe. And show everyone for doing that. Why don't drop a comment let us know nothing about this and all of our videos and content. Don't forget to friends about GavsWeatherVids, get them to subscribe to. And we thank you so much, everyone, for doing that. We have reached just 19.2k. We're kind of on the cusp, so one or two either way. Now, if you could give us a sub, get us definitively through the 19.2k barrier, that'd be absolutely awesome. Thank you so much, everyone. And then we'll be pushing on to 19.3k. Right, GM, again, high pressure south, low pressure north, bringing those flat west winds on Saturday. Rather cold and windy and showery on Sunday. Winds in from northwest, patch shifting a bit more round to the north. Then we back wind into southwest again, Christmas Eve to Christmas Day. Very mild southwest winds wafting in. Midnight on Christmas Eve to Christmas Day. We could see some records tumbling here with the southwesterly winds. I wouldn't be surprised. As we head towards the Christmas to New Year period, we don't build the high pressures far north. So the GM actually says very mild, even between Christmas and the New Year. Not much sign of an inversion there from Jeb up to day 10. And then the ECM rounding it all off. Windy and showery sunny through the Monday. Back in the wind into that southwesterly direction on Tuesday. Very mild on Christmas Day next Wednesday. And the high pressure building further northwards through Thursday and Friday. Winds starting to drift in from off the continent. Could bring some frost and fog as we get into the last stage of next week. And then we get to day 10 beyond it. The high pressure begins to weaken slightly. Low pressure is trying to drift in from off the Atlantic. So up towards the new year, turning mild again with another push of southwesterly winds, but also rather unsettled. That's how we're going to get to the end of the ECM run. Trying to bring a bit of cold air in from the north into far north Scotland, but still generally mild with those winds coming up from a southwest direction. Still not lowering those heights of south. Notice 1,030 millibars across France, 25 to 30 millibars across the Alps, 1,030 millibars across northern Spain. We've got to lower those heights, everybody. Got to lower the heights to the south to get cold air down from the north. Right, this precipitation forecast based on the ECM run up to day 10, and it looks like this. So here's receiving day, some very heavy rain mixed in. Could be a little bit of mountain snow into Wales as well, but the main thing with this is really wet this evening across England and Wales. That gets out of the way tomorrow. We bring in a cooler northwesterly wind with some wintry showers into the north, then rather wet, windy again Friday through to Saturday. Sunday, yes, I've got, some really quite cold air in on Sunday. Snow showers into western Scotland, much of Ireland, northern England, Wales, some even drifting down through the Midlands, through the Cheshire Gap there. Even into parts of England and Wales, there might be a little wintriness on Sunday. But that's it then. By Christmas Eve, you know, all precipitation's back to rain, or what precipitation there is. It's mostly western Scotland, as milder air being drawn up from southwest. And then, of course, we're into those mostly dry conditions between Christmas and the New Year. That gets 28th of December. These are the options on the table within the ECM ensemble today for day 10. Gets us to the 28th of December. 31 members of the ECM ensembles, including Control and the operation run with high pressure over the country and out into the Atlantic. So a lot of dry weather up to day 10 with that, includes the Control and the operational run. And 20 with high pressure. Yeah, more or less the same, just slightly weaker with the pressure in the Atlantic, but basically it's the same. But basically, they're both options are the same, really, with high pressure just dominating through the Atlantic into Western Europe, mostly dry. Could be some frost and fog. And in 2 time, these are the options that we've got. It gets us to the 2nd of January. 51 out of 51 members of the ECM ensemble with relatively high pressure up towards Greenland and Trotho, Scandinavia. So that's going to try and bring down a cold northerly. The complicating factor is the ridge over France, still not properly lowering the heights to the south. We've got to lower the heights to the south to get the cold air in from the north. Right, as I said at the start of the video, we can't show the CFS weeklies because they haven't updated, unfortunately, today, as I'm recording the video anyway, at 1:10 in the afternoon. But never mind, we're going to have a look at CFS monthly instead. This is our latest 700 millibar height anomaly, looking for January with high pressure over and to the south, low pressure is away to the north, winds coming in, mild southwest wind. That looks like a mild January, and that's what the model is predicting. Above average temperatures in those red shaded colours. And precipitation-wise, so it's wet out in the Atlantic. You know, it'll probably be similar to December, with a lot of dry weather from that ridge building up the south, but also some wet and windy conditions mixed in at times. I just want to end with this. I don't normally show long-range modelling within the 10 to 14 day, but this is quite an interesting update from International Research Institute for Climate let's do it again. It's a real mouthful. Can't do this where you've had a load of magic water, which I have not, because I'm off to Northampton Cathedral tonight. I wouldn't dream of having magic water before going to a cathedral. Let's do this again. It's International Research Institute for Climate and Society. It's part of Columbia Climate School, Columbia University. These are temperature probability forecast for the next few months. So this is the first tri-monthly period for January, February, March. Now, actually, in most parts of Europe, the probability is favouring a milder than average late winter, January, February, March. Though Scotland stands out as having probabilities of about 45 to 50% chance of a colder than average tri-monthly period. But Ireland, England, Wales, the probabilities are favouring above average temperatures. But look what happens in the next tri-monthly period. This is February, March, April. And Western Europe, the probability really shifts strongly in favour of a colder than average period. So this is like end of winter into early spring, really, I think. And so the probabilities there are quite widely, like 45 to 50% probability of a cold and average tri-monthly period. But some places up to 50 to 60% probability of a colder than average period. Maybe that is hinting at some sort of late winter SSW and sort of late winter, early spring plunge into the freezer there. I've been looking at these probability forecasts from the IRI like for 20 years. I have never seen that. In all the years I've been looking at these, over 20 years, I have never seen the probabilities that strongly in favour of a colder than average period for our part of the world, for the UK. So it's a very, for these charts, that is a very, very strong probability of like a really cold sort of end to the winter and early part to the spring. So quite where that's going, I don't know. But when I saw it this morning, I thought, oh, that's a bit of a shocker. It doesn't last for the next trimester period. That's March, April, May. The actual spring in itself is milder than average, and out of interest, April, May, June, probability is strongly favouring a warmer than average period by then, which is what these probability maps normally show. So it could be something, could be nothing, but quite interesting. Okay, anyway, we're done. If you've enjoyed the video, please do like, share, and subscribe. Thanks so much everyone for doing that. And why not drop a comment, let us know what you think about this and all of our videos and content. And don't forget to tell your friends about GavsWeatherVids. Go and subscribe too. Thank you so much everyone for doing that. As I say, I'm off out to the cathedral this evening, so that's the reason this is a video upload rather than a live stream today. Tomorrow we're going to have 6 AM UK weather forecast. I'm not sure we're going to be European outlook, probably not. I might try and squeeze one in, maybe record it this evening or something. You know, just as it covers the Christmas period, I suppose. But there will be a 10 to 14 day. That'll be late tomorrow. Tomorrow's 10 to 14 day will probably be like after 4 PM. Because as I say, I'm off to Birmingham to do some Christmas shopping and just generally have a bit of a mooch about. So Gav's getting into the Christmas spirit this week. I'm finally feeling better, as you probably noticed. And yeah, so I'm getting in the Christmas spirit. I'm going to spend some money tomorrow. Anyway, you enjoy the rest of your Wednesday, and we'll see you again soon with more for this one. That's all for now, and thanks for watching.